Dakota Ditcheva.
Dakota silences the doubter.
Plus, the launch of the PFL's third regional league, PFL Africa.
I am the king of Africa.
This is PFL Cape Town.
Legendary, this is legacy.
The PFL brings you the biggest fights with the biggest stars. And now, the official PFL app is here with a full fight library so you can relive all the action.
Oh my goodness!
Plus, fighter access and news from around the world of PFL.
First round finish!
The PFL app, available now on your mobile device. Everything PFL in the palm of your hand.
Legacy.
On Saturday, July 5th, the PFL Europe Tournament continues in Brussels, Belgium. This card will feature undefeated rising Belgian star Patrick Haberora and Boris Adesanya. Make sure to tune in live Saturday, July 5th.
Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. Tonight, Fight City, USA. Welcome to the PFL World Tournament post-fight show. Nashville Municipal Auditorium. Incredible fights in the World Tournament. Some featherweight semifinals, some welterweight semifinals. We now have our finals matchup set. Thad Jean, a split decision victory in our main event. The Haitian sensation, the silverback. Thad Jean moves on to face Logan Storley, Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Dan Hardy. What a night here in Nashville. Surprises?
No, not really. I think every fight was solid, was competitive, no huge surprises. That is a tough crew of guys. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I tell you what, I'm surprised because we got exactly what I wanted. Two incredible finals matchups out of this. I didn't know how it was going to play out, but the main event, Thad Jean, Jason Jackson. Winner of this one to face Logan Storley. Yeah, sign me up for that. First round, Dan, the jab knocked down Jason Jackson, but he was far from out of this one.
Yeah, I thought he did an incredible job to regroup. I mean, what a power jab from Thad Jean in that first round. But he kept trying to set Jason Jackson up with other big shots, and Jackson was able to avoid the vast majority of them. He kept trying for the takedowns. Thad Jean's takedown defense was excellent. He kept scrambling, he kept getting free, he kept trying to land his own strikes. It was a real coming out performance from Thad Jean, I thought. You know, Jason Jackson made it incredibly competitive because of his experience, his toughness, his skill set. But Thad Jean, man, what a big night for him.
Challenger Series potentially all the way to champion. Well, that's within Thad Jean's sights now. He remains undefeated as a professional. He remains undefeated in the smart cage. And he does so with, look, maybe not the most dominant performance of his career, Randy, but certainly the one that showed, I think, the most resilience and the most skill.
I think he showed some skills that he's going to need to face a guy like Logan Storley. He popped right back to his feet. He didn't concede a single takedown. He didn't allow or lose any minutes off any one of those takedowns. He was right back on his feet. So, and he's definitely going to need that against Logan.
Let's, Thad Jean, come on in here. Come on in here.
Wow.
Let's go. Stand right here, Thad
Let's
Jean.
go.
Moving on to the World Tournament Championship bout against Logan Storley. We'll get to that matchup here in just a second. Tell me what was going through your mind, through your heart, as you were awaiting that decision after 3 hard-fought rounds against Jason Jackson.
I knew it was going to be close, honestly. Jason Jackson, man. I mean, the pump up coming to this fight, prior to this fight, you can't say anything but that was a great fight on both sides. I'm going to say he did fantastic. It was a tough win. He took me down, but what does it take down without damage nowadays, you know? He took me down, I got back up, I dealt the more significant strikes. I kept it busy all 3 rounds. We kept it busy, and we kept going. I knocked him in the first round. Could have had that finish, but again, he has that experience, right?
I want to talk about that.
Held me.
Because he does have that experience. And look, you've been incredible so far, but you don't have the same amount of cage time as him. You knock him down early. Now, you've put a lot of guys away immediately following a knockdown like that. Was there an adrenaline dump? Was there an emotional dump there? How hard was it to keep going after you almost got it done?
I'm going to say I knew it was too good to be true. After that, honestly, I was like, wow. I dropped him. And I guess that's where the experience came in, you know. I dropped him. I got too eager to want to finish him. And then when he got back up, I was like, okay, that makes more sense now. But I can't let go. I can't let up. Had to stay on him. Had to keep dealing more damage. He kept going for takedowns. I got back up, kept reversing him. I dealt more of the damage once we separated on the takedowns. But again, he kept it going. We kept it going. In the end, I got the victory, and I'm excited. That lets me know, hey, look, Logan Storley's gonna try to take me down. Logan Storley's most likely gonna take me down. But I'm not gonna let him keep me on the ground. And wrestling is what I'm gonna be training this entire camp. No offense to Logan Storley, but he won't be able to stand with me. His only chance is gonna be to wrestle. And he's gonna have to try to keep me down because I'm gonna do damage. Even if he takes me down, I'm gonna try to fight. I'm gonna try to go for submissions. I'm gonna try to choke him out. I'm gonna try to do whatever I have to do to get the victory like I did in this fight.
How much were you able to watch his fight leading? I mean, you're backstage, you're warming up, you're focused on what you got to do tonight. Were you able to watch that semifinal?
Yeah, and you know what? I think Masuki did a really good job getting back up, and I mean, he just gassed himself out, but Logan Storley wasn't able to keep him down most of the time, you know what I mean? He took him down, of course, but he got back up, and that gives me a notice that I just gotta get back up. Get back up, keep my distance, stay low, and don't headhunt. Let's aim for the body more.
Was that the fight you expected against Jason Jackson?
That's definitely the fight I expected against Jason Jackson. This is like you said, a clash of the Caribbeans. Jamaica is a tough country. They're an amazing country. They have great cuisine, they got great athletes, and Jason Jackson is just one of those athletes from Jamaica. And we're brother countries. Brothers and sisters, whatever we are, we're a close country. So everything before the fight was just promotion. You know, both the countries are very prideful, and they'll stand behind their athletics or sportsmen or whatever it is. And they did. You know, this was a very anticipated fight, both from the fans and me, and that's exactly what I expected from Jason Jackson.
Awesome. We saw the sportsmanship after the fight. You guys did an incredible job in the lead-up. Both of you have bars, you know what I mean? Like, it was clever lines back and forth.
Yeah.
You did your job leading up to the fight. You did your job in the fight. And, of course, has it set in yet? You're off to a championship. You started your PFL journey in this Smart Cage in the Challenger Series as a prospect, as a guy who had a lot of talent and we didn't know what else. And now you're a win away from a title, a belt around your waist.
I said it when you said it. I felt it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Savior. Honestly, I got to give all glory to God. Man, Jason Jackson was a good one, and I knew it. Going into this fight, my Holy Spirit kept telling me, you're good, you're great, but don't get ahead of yourself. Stay humble. This fight is going to be something, and it was something. But I came out victorious. I couldn't settle. I wanted to keep going. I had to keep going.
So Silverback Nation came to support you. You got a lot of dedicated fans. No more dedicated fan than a guy who's on the broadcast with us right now. Ian Parker will not stop. He's got Ian. What do you want to say to Thad?
Shoot your shot, Ian.
Listen, look, Thad, I just want to tell you, man, you worked so hard for this. I've seen you start from the Challenger Series. Even before that, you did exactly what you said you were going to do. This was not an easy fight. No. This was not one where you got to knock out quick. You had to overcome a lot of adversity here, and that man that you beat, Jason Jackson, despite whatever promotion organization, that's a MMA champion. Top to bottom, well-rounded as it gets, and you did it. It was a close fight. You won. Be proud of yourself. On to the championship. I'm so proud of you, bro. Amazing work tonight. Let's go.
You're going to make him cry, bro.
Ian, are you crying?
He's shedding tears here, bro.
I'm crying because I could smell you, Sean.
Look at that. Honestly, man, look at that hair for sure.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
I got all dressed up for the evening.
Oh, bro, you look great, brother.
He's got no pants on, though. Don't let him fool you.
Forget it. He's good.
That part's true.
Tell me about this next fight. Look, 5 rounds. Does that change anything for you?
Bro,
5 rounds wrestling. It's going to be a grind. You're expecting it to be a grind. Are you looking forward to training camp, or you're dreading it?
I'm dreading it. But I can't say I'm looking forward to that at all. I'm going to have to go swimming more with sharks, literally. Getting in the water, just moving, keeping my feet moving. And just knowing that, hey, man, Logan Storley, he's a champ himself. I'm going against champion level caliber now. I'm not just going against the people who are on my same level. You know, Bergman was also a really good champion level fighter as well. but you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing yourself and know that the opponent ahead of you isn't going to give you what you want right away. You got to fight for it. And Logan Storley's going to do that. 5 rounds against a champion state level wrestler. Right?
Hey, don't worry. He only won 6 state championships.
Right? Oh, Jesus.
You can't even do that in the state I grew up in.
Oh, no.
You literally can't win 6 high school state championships.
I'm going to go sign up for my local wrestling team. That's what's going to happen.
But Logan Storley did. So, I mean, look, everybody knows what to expect in that matchup. You just mentioned something interesting. Berkhamov, we said it before that fight, toughest test of Thad's career. And then Jason Jackson, toughest test of Thad's career. You're now, like you said, against championship-level fighters. Does it feel like that? Does it feel like these are big leaps? Or does it feel like this is exactly what you expect and where you belong?
I'm going to say both sides, but truly this is what I expect. This is where I feel like I belong, and now this is where I belong. You know, and I'm ready. I've never had a 5-round fight, and I'm hoping not to go 5 rounds. You know, I'm hoping to get him out early. And just like what I did with Jackson, I put him down in the first round. If I put Logan down in the first round, him going to the ground is probably what he wants. He's going to try to attack my legs like I know he will. If I put him down, sir, step him, get him up. Just get him up right now. I don't want to look at him on the ground. Get him up. If it's not a flash knockout, then it's a get back up so I can take off on you again.
Well, Silverback Nation awaits you. They're standing here right off camera. A lot of support here in Nashville tonight. Congratulations. You're making some incredible leaps forward in your career. Thanks for joining us on the post-fight show. Thad Gene defeats Jason Jackson. Split decision victory, setting up a matchup with Logan Storley, the former Bellator champion. So it'll be back-to-back former Bellator champs for the Silverback.
Yes.
We'll cut you loose. Go have some hot chicken, some banana pudding, whatever Jamaican cuisine you've been promised.
Hey, Jamaicans, you know, I love you guys. I love everything you guys do. Haiti Nula, New Papa John Town, dog. We're gonna be on top, New Orleans. Ever since birth, we're gonna be on top. And like I said, thank you, Jamaica. Thank you for supporting your Jason Jackson. I hope you can support me now as we go into the finals. Jason Jackson said he was the king of the Caribbean. I got to take that throne, and I have taken that throne. I'm the king of the Caribbeans now. Let's go to the top. Jamaica's with me, Haiti Nula, and I was born here in America. America, we're going to the top, baby.
If he's the king of the Caribbean, I just want an invite
Yeah.
to the Caribbean.
Hey,
all right,
man.
that's all we want. Just bring us with you.
Yeah, my dad.
When it's time for a vacation.
Now, before that, wait a minute.
All right.
My mom's getting ready to patch me up, and my dad's definitely praying for me.
A call back to the trash talk from this week. We set the Silverback loose. Jonathan Coachman's got a little press pass going on. Coach, over to you.
Exciting. That's just not what we're about anymore. And in 2025, we can't be. I don't care what MMA organization it is. So now you're talking Ditcheva. She's exciting. She's a knockout machine. You got Thad Gene, big, strong, great looking, and he can knock out too, and he's charismatic. And then you also have to be able to talk. If you can't talk, you can't get over. So that is 100%. We're not hiding it. And we're also focused on what we're doing. So a lot of people want to, and it's not picking on him over here, but we're not focused on the UFC. We're focused on what we're going to do. UFC was where we were 20 years ago. And guess what? One foot in front of the other. We have nights like tonight. We have nights like we had in Orlando. That's how we get people to watch. That's how we get people to pay attention. But you got to put on good, exciting fights. And that's what we're all about, man.
And last one for me.
Yeah.
Coming into the summer, a lot of announcements made about the promotion.
Yeah.
New app, going on the road, fan-friendly ticket prices. It's like you guys are listening and adjusting how they go. What do you make of the changes that have been recently announced?
I love it. I love the meetings that we're having, and you got to understand, we brought in a lot of good people. And I have a lot of sayings that I like to use, but I always say there's levels to this game. And not everybody is built to be on the highest level, or built to be in MMA, or built to be in pro wrestling, or built to be in combat sports. But we've got a lot of really good people on the production side. You got somebody standing right in front of me right here who is next level when it comes to running stuff around the world, understands how you build it around the world. And the one thing that we're really focused on is building all the different PFLs, the Africas, the Australias, the MENAs, the Europes, and the app is a huge part of that. Because we heard the fans. We understand they wanted to see Paul Hughes and couldn't. But sometimes when you're building a promotion, remember, we're only 6-7 years in. It's different now. Streaming is now a big thing, and 7 years ago it was not. And so now having the app and having it be such a a unique app and having fans in the United States be able to watch all the fights around the world, now we can make those guys stars, and not just the Paul Hughes, but we can make the stars in all of the different promotions and eventually build what I like to call the Champions League of MMA, just like they do in soccer, and then have all of the big fighters either come to the United States or have the big fights in wherever it is. But we're certainly not just focused on the United States, but we're focused on fans first. And that's why we started the $25 tier to get in. We want people in the building, but we want people watching, and we want them enjoying it. We want it to be positive. I'm so sick and tired of the negativity all over social media, not just with this, but with everything. Tonight was fun, wasn't it? Wasn't that fun? And that's what life's all about. There's so much crap going on right now. Sometimes you got to have a night where you go, man, that was pretty cool in Nashville. And that's what we had tonight. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's up, man?
You mentioned, obviously, you brought up Paul Hughes there. I mean, I feel from once during the week it was announced this Barnawi and Colvin fight is happening next week in Wichita, and that's going to determine who fights who's going to win up next. I guess what's the reasoning behind going a different route instead of Paul Hughes and
I don't think that's been announced yet. I don't think that's been confirmed yet. So we actually talked a little bit today. So you might be getting ahead of yourself a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. But as soon as we can, we will. And that's the other thing, man. We're going to listen to the fans. We're not here to drag stuff out and say, Paul, you got to fight 2 other guys to get back to him. That's not what we're all about. But we also have to make the right fights. We got to bring the right fighters at the right price. And that's the other thing. You guys saw a lot of, coming into this year, fighters that got brought in that were just honestly paid too much money. And right now, we're setting a new bar. If that Gene continues to win and win and win and win, he's going to make more and more money. That's how it's going to work. And so with a guy like Paul Hughes, we want him back in. That was probably the best fight of the year in January. Wouldn't you agree? Definitely. Right, definitely. Don't you want to see that again?
No, I want to see it. When it was just the promotion tweeted during the week that this other fight.
Bro, understand this. Look at my Twitter, okay? That's all I'm going to say. We have issues right now with Twitter. We'll deal with that. But no, there's nothing been said with that at all.
And also, a guy who, like, obviously there's celebrities all over these events.
Yeah.
You've got the NFL guys recognized.
Sure.
Somebody was like around throughout the week was Russell Brand. Is
Yeah.
he involved in some way in the show? It seems like he loves the PFL.
Well, he loves...
We'll let Coach deal with the media. We will tell you about our other semifinals. How about a co-main event? Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga had a rubber match that they needed to resolve the rivalry. Some moments in a short fight for Gabriel Braga, but Dan, once again, Jesus Pinedo, when he touches you, you go to sleep.
You know, he just gets better and better. And the thing is, he took a big shot from Braga here. He took a big left hook and just shook it off and then came back and landed his own punches. And what I loved about these punches is that there's no massive loops. They're economical, they're efficient. This is a very, very dangerous individual. I feel like Jesus Pinedo can beat any featherweight on the planet. If he has the right night, the right performance, if he's able to get his game plan to come to fruition, I don't think there's a featherweight that can take those kind of shots. And I don't know if there's a featherweight that he can't take the shots from.
Here's the thing. He's a former champion in this weight class. He knows what it feels like to have that belt wrapped around his waist. His opponent in the final, Randy, Movlid Khaybulaev, also familiar with that territory. And look, we already talked about this with Logan Storley, Thad Gene as a finals matchup. You know what Movlid's going to try to do to Jesus?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Movlid is a dangerous striker, but he doesn't have the knockout credentials that Jesus Pinedo does. Look at the streak he's on. Look at how much he's finishing these guys. So I think tactically, probably similar strategies.
I would agree 100%. Everything Logan Storley's going to come out and try to do to Thad Gene, Movlid Khaybulaev is going to try to do the
like
same
that.
exact thing to Pinedo. He's got to take him out of that striking range. You don't want to stand around in front of a guy with that kind of power and that kind of accuracy. You got to make the wrestling part work for you. And both of those guys, Thad Gene and Pinedo, had better be working on that part of their game in this camp going into these finals in August.
You know, one thing you got to think about, sorry to cut you off, Sean, but one you got to think about is Khaybulaev's had 2 really rough fights this year. Right?
Yeah.
In order to get himself into this final, he had to battle through Jeremy Kennedy and tonight against Taehyun Kim. On the other side, Jesus Pinedo is just starched 2 people. And Boric and Braga, 2 great strikers. Like that, for me, sets the table for him to go and take the torch from Movlid Habalayev. I actually feel like the pressure's on Habalayev going into this one to prove that it's not too late for him to still be a champion.
Well, what's really interesting, too, is Movlid, of that camp, that Nurmagomedov school, they've got, obviously, everyone knows how to wrestle. Movlid is one of the better strikers from there. He's got the versatility in striking, comfortable kicking with the knees. He's got great hands. I don't know that he's going to want to use a lot of that in this fight because it's a lot more risky of a game plan.
And we're talking about a 5-round fight. Can he grind like that for 5 rounds? Has he ever had to do that? That's exactly what he's going to have to do to Jesus Pinedo. He's going to have to grind him out for 5 rounds. You cannot stand around in front of a guy like Jesus. Yeah. He's proven that time and time again now.
The other thing as well is there are things that the team around Pinedo can take from those Habalayev fights, like the chaos that Tae-Hyun Kim was causing him on the floor, the tumbles, the rolling, the scrambles. Pinedo could potentially do that. The elbows against the fence that Jeremy Kennedy was using. You know for sure that Jesus Pinedo's camp are going to be working those things. So it's almost like Habalayev's got to almost cover the vulnerabilities that he's shown this year as well. He's going to have the best performance of his life in this one.
And guess what? They're both going to be training at altitude. They're both going to be training up in the mountains to make sure that gas tank stays deep in the final. And you don't have to wait long for it. The turnaround between now and the finals is even quicker than the first round and this turnaround. I love it. Here's our schedule. Next Friday, we're in Wichita. Friday after that, we're in Chicago, Illinois. Finals month is in August. Atlantic City, Charlotte, and then South Florida down in Hollywood for championship events. There's Wichita. Your main event is a lightweight semifinal. Gaji Rabadanov versus a man stepping in for an injured J.J. Wilson, making his PFL debut. You know the Motown phenom, Kevin Lee. What a welcome he's been offered to the PFL.
Yeah, right.
Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Gaji!
One of the many powerhouses out of Dagestan, Russia. He'll take it to deep waters, and he will set this kind of pace. Gaji Rabadanov, victorious 8 in a row for the man making his return to the PFL.
Done. Wow. Gaji Rabadanov to the championship. Kick again. Primus goes face down. Rabadanov with the knockout victory for $1 million.
There's a man with championship credentials. He's had that PFL belt before. Gaji Rabadanov, part of our main event next week in Wichita. He's already in Wichita, getting ready, putting the final touches on his camp for this fight. Gaji, welcome to the post-fight show. Tell me, what has been your favorite thing about this World Tournament so far?
Hi guys, I like this format and I stay busy all years and I make money, change my life. It's not easy, but it's better than having one or two fight in year. I like it. Perfect.
Gaji, you've recently said that you've started knocking fighters out because you've realized the fans like knockouts. Why is that?
I want people to talk about me. I wanna be one of the best lightweight fighter in the world, and for that I need impressive win. And I'm going keep knocking them out until you love me, guys.
And you got Kevin Lee next week in Wichita, Kansas. How is that fight going to go, Gaji?
Opponent change doesn't change my goal. My goal remain the same, and doesn't matter. I'm going for knockout. Same goal.
I like the knockouts. We've loved the knockouts lately. I got to ask you, what did you think of your brother Movlid Habalayev with a victory tonight here in Nashville? What did you think of his fight?
Of course, I saw his fight right now. He's excellent performance. I congratulations him. I'm very happy for my brother. Of course, this is I so happy for him.
Well,
and
Gaji,
it will be very good. Two guys, same gym, and two belt again.
well, you guys are collecting belts at that Nurmagomedov school, so we'll see if it happens again this year. Gaji, thanks for being with us on the post-fight show. We'll see you in Kansas next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaji Rabadanov, a man with a tough test in front of him, but man, that is a nasty, nasty fighter. Brent Primus, Alfie Davis on the other side of the bracket, Gaji Rabadanov. Of course, Kevin Lee had to step in for the injured J.J. Wilson, so the opponent changed, but as Gaji said, Randy, game plan doesn't change. We know how he's going to do it, right? We've seen the system, except Gaji, he's one of those guys, he's got not just that wrestling, not just that pressure, but he's added fierce striking to the game in these last few fights.
He's showing some very, very naturally heavy hands, some great choices in the combinations, and when he throws those combinations to get the job done.
And we're welcoming the Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee, to the PFL. Looking forward to that.
You couldn't write a better story than this. Getting a call on a month notice to go against the reigning defending champion and shut his lights out.
I never been scared of the lights and the fame. Whoa, I do it for me and I do it again. He left me alone, I was out in the rain. So I took the tubs to catch my range.
This fight is everything. This is my shot to prove I'm still up there with the best.
I ain't been in this division in 5 years. And to come back against a Russian guy who everybody is afraid of.
Kevin Lee. Oh my God. Hey, I'm back. Oh!
I'm gonna go out there and show that this man is human.
We're gonna put him to sleep.
And he's gonna bleed.
So Kevin Lee, again, it's an ignominious welcome. It's like, hey, we want you. And we want you to fight Gaji Rabadanov, who's on like a, 6-year win streak right now? And he's been finishing guys. Look, Kevin Lee's been in there with some of the best in the world. He's got wins against some of the best in the world.
He absolutely has, and he already looks in incredible shape as well, I will say that. I mean, he's taken this fight on short notice, but you can just tell in the speech, in the mood of Kevin Lee, that he is really taking this opportunity with both hands. He sees this as his opportunity to right the wrongs of the recent fights of his career and get back on top. And, I mean, if you step in there straight away and you beat Gaji, then you've already jumped the queue. You've already put yourself right at the front of the PFL pack. And, of course, Kevin Lee's going to want to do that straight away in his debut. What an opportunity.
I picked up on that as well.
Yeah.
He sees the opportunity. You could see it in his eyes. He used to train with us at Extreme Couture. He's an amazing fighter. He was a great guy to have in the room. I know he's going to put together a great camp, and he'll give Gaji all he wants, for sure. I'm excited to be in Kansas next week.
Guys, I know you enjoy doing this post-fight show. I smell some hot chicken and grits. I'm done. All right? Let's go get some food. Incredible night here in Nashville. One more look at our schedule. July 4th, Riyadh for PFL MENA. You can watch that on the PFL app. Make sure you scan that QR code and download the app. Domestically, that's how you see our regional leagues. PFL Europe the day after. We're going to Brussels, Belgium. And then July 19th, one of my favorite cities on the planet, Cape Town, hosts PFL Champion Series and the debut of PFL Africa. Download the app, watch those fights, stream them to your smart devices. Thad Jean victorious in our main event tonight. Jesus Pinedo in emphatic fashion in the co-main. Logan Storley, Movlid Haibulaev, welterweight and featherweight. We figured out the finals matchups. We will see those in August, but next week we're in Wichita, Kansas for more PFL World Tournament action. Thank you all for watching. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Dan Hardy, Ian Parker, Jonathan Coachman, Kennedy Smith, Greg Hamilton. We all love you. Have a great night, everybody.